Good morning, students. Today we will study Standard 7th, chapter number 17, that is Forest. In previous lecture, we had studied about a visit to a forest with Professor Ahmed by the children. So we had studied about the different aspects of forest. Now we will continue with the next topics. So here the Shella wondered how these large number of trees are planted. So Professor Ahmed replied, nature trees produce enough seeds. The forest floors provide favorable condition for them and germinate and develop into seedling, which means a forest floor has all the favorable conditions so that it can provide them nutrients which help in germination and development. So here you can see the forest products: wooden, sealing wax, honey, gum or catchu. So some grow up into trees and some has branchy parts. So the branchy part of the tree above the stem is known as crown. So what is crown? The branchy part of a tree above the stem. So as you see in the figure, some crown shapes. So the brown color is the stem part, and the part above the stem is called branchy part. So branchy part is known as crown. So please see in the figure, that is called crown. So Professor Ahmed asked children to look up and observe how the branches of tall tree look like a roof over the plant in the forest. So some branches look like the roof over the plant in the forest. So that is called canopy. So what is canopy? Branches of tall tree look like a roof for other plants. So that roof for other plant is called canopy. So here is the activity you can see. So visit a forest or a park in your neighborhood. Observe the trees and try to identify them. So when you identify the trees, you can take the help of some elder or books on trees. So you have to write the characteristics of tree, their height, shape, leaves, crown, flowers and fruits. So also draw the crowns of some tree. So this is the activity for you. You can do it at home. So I will give you this activity in your project book. So there are the different types of trees who has crowns and different types of sizes. So these had created different horizontal layers in the forest. Who has created? The crowns of different types and size had created different horizontal layers in the forest. These are known as understories. What is understories? The understories is the different horizontal layers of crown in forest. The giant and tall tree constitute the top layer, followed by the shrubs, and the tall grasses and herbs form the lowest layer. So lowest layer which form? Tall grasses and herbs form the lower layer. So mainly herbs form the lower layers, and the top layer followed by the shrubs and tall grasses. So tall grasses and shrubs form the top layer and the herbs form the lowest layer. So this is the plants product. I will give you this activity in the previous lecture. So as is clear for you, the upper roof is called canopy, and that is the horizontal layer is called understory. So this is clear to you in this figure. So next is, we see the similar kinds of tree in every forest. This is the question that is asked by the Bujo, but Professor Ahmed says no. Due to different climatic conditions, there are varieties and variant in the types of tree and other planets. So types of animals are also different from forest to forest. A few children were busy watching beautiful butterflies fluttering here and there on the flowers of shrubs and herbs. So question is where the butterflies is fluttering. So it is fluttering on the flowers of shrubs and herbs. So it is the forest floor. It provides all the nutrients to the trees to grow properly. So next is, so here they had a close look at the bushes. While doing that, their hairs and clothes had seeds and thorns clinging to them. So some bushes are attached to the clothes of the peoples. So they saw numerous insects. So what type of insects they had seen? Spiders, squirrels, ant and various other small animals on the bark of the tree, plants, leaves and decaying leaves on the forest floor. They start making sketches of these creatures. So you can also try when you see the different creatures. So you should make a sketch of that. The forest floor seemed dark color and was covered by layers of dead and decaying leaves. So here is a question. The forest floor is covered by dead and decaying leaves, fruits, seeds, twigs and small herbs. That these are present on the forest floor as you see in the diagram. This is a diagram for forest floor. So the decaying matter was moist and warm. Children picked up the various seeds and leaves for their collection. So walking over dead leaf layer on the forest floor was like walking over a spongy carpet. So it is like spongy carpet for them. So here is a question, is the decaying matter always warm? So the answer is given by Professor Ahmed that the children could perform an activity to get an answer to this question. So we will find the activity. Dig a small pit, put a vegetable waste and leaves in it, cover them with soil and add some water. After 3 days, remove the upper layer of the soil. Does the pit feel warm inside? So you should check it. So there are so many trees here. There are many forests like this. What is the difference will it make if we cut some trees for a factory? So here is the main question. What happen if we cut some trees for a factory? So we know about the autotrophs, heterotrophs and saprotrophs. So autotrophs who make their own food, heterotroph who depends on other and saprotrophs who live their life on dead and decaying body. So we know green plant produces food. So all animals whether herbivorous or carnivorous are depend on green plants. So ultimately on plants for food, organism which feed on plant often eaten by other organism and so on. So here is example, grass is eaten by insect and which in turn is taken by the frog. Frog is consumed by the snake. This is said to be food chain. This is said to be food chain. So grass is eaten by insect, insect is eaten by frog and frog is eaten by snake and snake is eaten by eagle. So many food chains can found in the forest, all are linked together. If any one food chain is disturbed, it affects the other. So every part of the forest it depend on other part. If we remove any one of the components, say tree, all other component would be affected. So here you can see in the diagram, it is a relationship between plant, soil and decomposer in the forest. So plants give us oxygen, take carbon dioxide during the process of photosynthesis. So soil has nutrients, water. So water, soil is needed by the plants. So plant produce oxygen. We will take oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. In this way, all the ecosystem is directly or indirectly is interrelated. So Professor Hammer asked children to pick up the leaf from the forest floor and observe them under the hand lens. They found tiny mushrooms over the decaying leaves. So what they found on the decaying leaves? Tiny mushrooms. They saw army of tiny insect, millipedes, ants and beetle on them. They were wondering how these organisms lived there. So he explained these animals which are easily seen, there are several organisms and microorganisms in the soil. So mushrooms and other microorganisms eat. So there. So question arises, what mushrooms and other microorganisms eat? So they feed on dead plants and animal tissue and convert them into dark color called humus. So what is humus? Humus is the dark color substance which is formed due to the eating of dead plants and animal tissue. So we will learn in the previous chapter of soil, chapter number 9, that in which layer of the soil would you find humus? We find humus in upper layer, and it is very important for the soil because it provides the fertility and the nutrients to the soil. So next is the microorganism which convert dead plants and animals to humus are called decomposers. So they play an important role in the forest. So he removes some dead leaves and discovered under them a layer of humus on forest floor. So presence of humus ensure the nutrients of dead plants and animals are released in the soil. So when the plants taken up this dead remain particles, so it is taken up by animals. So the dead animal become food for vultures, crows, jackals and insects. So in this way nutrients are cycled. So nothing goes waste in the forest. So this is the question given in your workbook. How will you show that nothing goes waste in the forest? So the dead leaves make the humus. So dead plants and animals are released into the soil, which is taken by the roots of plants. So which is again taken by the animals. Animal dies in the forest and become food for vultures. So in this way nutrients are cycled. So nothing goes waste. So forests are called green lungs. So why forests are called green lungs? Because plant release oxygen by the process of photosynthesis. So the plant help to provide oxygen for animal respiration. So they also maintain the balance of oxygen and carbon in the forest. So that's why they are called lungs. So you can see plants give oxygen to animal and animal give carbon dioxide to plant. In this way the balance of oxygen and carbon dioxide take place. That's why forests called the lungs for the human being. So here we had completed the today's topic for chapter number 17 of standard 7th.